Hasbro thinks they've got everything under control with their board of directors. They think they've made the right call, letting them know what's going on with the fourth quarter earnings. But it's about to get worse for them. It's about to get so much worse because what they didn't know that was coming down the pipeline is they're going to find out just how badly Murders at Carlo Manor is doing and why a lot of LGSs are lowering their prices just to get it out the door. The easiest way to start out today's video with a news headline would be Murders at Carlo Manor is not selling. The singles are doing okay, but nobody wants to pay the price to open a box. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. And a reminder, if you enjoy the Moxman, if you want to see more of me, all you've got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bells, and I will appear every single day with new content, whether you like it or not, because you've got me subscribed, so you'll see me all the time. Now on to more serious topics, and that's Murders at Carlo Manor. Now, you guys may have been aware, it's been floating around for a while, last few days, that the boxes are being fire sold out from under a lot of stores. Not from distribution, guys. This isn't coming from Wizards of the Coast. This is stores that ordered the product and nobody's buying the boxes. Nobody wants them. Nobody's taking it off your hands. Nobody wants to pay the piper to get whatever decent cards they may be inside the set. Nobody's willing to take the risk opening a box of play boosters at those price points. So what happens? What does this lead us down? Well, it leads us down an entirely different avenue. And I know Chris Cox thinks he had it all solved. He thought he had a difficult time dealing with his board of directors on his conference call about the fourth quarter earnings, and they're losing money and they've cut staffing and managing inventory levels, and yeah, we've got some debt, but we sold E1, so we've covered some stuff, and hey, you know what? Monopoly Go's doing great, and hey, Baldur's Gate 3, yeah. You thought you had it all handled, didn't you, Chris? But guess what? Your golden goose, when you rely on bigger ticket items, remember he said in his whole big speech, there will be less IP avenues, but the ones we have will be our tent pole, the ones we expect to perform and really make the company. We're going to focus our branding on these images and these IPs. But when you choose or make a mistake on one of these, the mistake's that much bigger. You don't have a lot of small things to rely on because one of your big things failed. Now, I don't know if that actually matters in terms of cost revenue. I don't know how much the company sold. I don't know how it's all playing out. And I really do honestly believe that they're still playing with a hand that they had from 2023. They already had these things lined up, 24-month cycle, and they're just getting the rest of these products out the door before they refocus on bigger, badder, and better. But here we go. You have this product that stores bought, and now they can't sell it. And that store needs that revenue to stay open, pay employees. We've heard this yada yada thing a whole bunch of times, but better yet, they need that revenue now because they're so cash strapped, because the margins are so bad that they've got to move this money into things like the Outlaws of Thunder Junction, Bloomborough, and of course, Modern Horizons 3. And then somewhere down the road, we got Marvel coming. Without cash and revenue to purchase and order these products, they're in a lot of trouble. So they are trying to find the price point at which they can sell the product. And that means they're lowering their prices. Now, let me see if I can get this image up here for you. Let's take a look here at Amazon. This is Amazon.com. Now, it'll say Magic the Gathering, Murders at Carlo Manor, Play Booster Box, 36 packs, 504 Magic cards. It says over 1,000 were bought in the past month for $123.53. You see that list price there? It says $203.40. That's the lie. That's the enticement to make you think you're already getting a deal, but that's not really what's happening, so always keep that in mind. Now go to the far end of the screen, you'll see another Murders at Carlo Manor, Play Booster Box, 36 packs, 504 cards, over 1,000 sold, but it also has something at the bottom there. More buying choices from 115, 29 new offers. Do you notice the difference in price? Stores are trying to find out how low they can go, but it doesn't only go there. Let's take a look at our next one here. Focus there on the collector booster box. Magic the Gathering, Murders at Carlo Manor, collector booster box. 12 packs, 180 cards. It's like looking at a large popcorn. It's what they want you to buy. It's the best value, right? Now, it says 700 were bought in the last month. But it says 183.55, and they tried to lie to you and say it was 324 for the price, which we all know it wasn't. And it says it's got 12 left, and they're gonna, you better order soon because they're gonna run out, which of course is a lie. And then we look here and see below it more buying choices for $174.99. So you'll see they're marking a price, saying it's already on sale, and then showing another entirely different price that you can choose from and try to buy. Now, it doesn't just happen at Amazon. I want you guys to understand that I'm just using that as the representation. They had these things already going on TCG Player. I think there was some went for like 112, 113. It is a race to the bottom right now, and we've seen it before where the market cleans out a whole bunch of sellers who made mistakes. And now they're paying for those mistakes and trying to cut their losses, okay? That's them actually padding their orders to try to get a better deal from distribution is usually what happens. When you order a whole bunch of boxes, you get different pricing points. And if you're a big store, you're buying a lot more to try to make sure you get to keep the margins you can make if you buy enough boxes. Remember, distribution expects you to keep up. It's really weird. It's a whole weird, like, almost adversarial relationship in a lot of cases for stores. So against your distributor, trying to make sure you can make some money, keep your store open, but still pay what they want you to pay. The margins on Magic are not good. Okay, the singles can do great, and we know the Murders at Carlo of Manor singles are doing phenomenally well on a lot of the cards. We have a lot of cards jumping up and down in price. The Coat's doing well. The Surveil Lands totally bounced back. I remember telling people to buy them at that $2.30 mark. I know a lot of people didn't, but then the price rebounded. Either way, it's interesting to see how the market's playing out because with the race to the bottom and the flushing of the market, okay, when you flush the market out because maybe some stores made bad plays or individual people who bought a lot of boxes have now made a mistake in trying to cut their losses off on their whatever the mistake they made. Those boxes get flushed out. It doesn't help Wizards of the Coast. They've already sold these. These are now secondary market items that people are trying to compensate themselves for. But Wizards with their new warehouse management, which I do think they're being very effective at. I think they know that this kind of downturn was coming. But they've already been paid and it's off their books. Yeah, they have kept some at the warehouse, absolutely. Distribution has some sitting around, for sure, because I already know distributors have been reaching out to stores trying to offer them more. Hey, if you buy a few more boxes, I'll give you a better deal. That's what's going around right now. So they do have some. When you miss your cue on how good you think something is going to sell, you lose a lot. Now, when you are right, you can make a lot of money. But when you're wrong, you're going to lose a lot. The stores that were smart cut their exposure. We talked about this about 2 weeks ago. Pre-release orders were so low. A lot of stores I deal with, the smaller stores, they just went ahead and ordered, one case of collectors and one case of play boosters with no plans to restock. And that's where they've left themselves. Now, I still got like 3 boxes, 4 boxes, 5 boxes sitting on my shelf right now. Nobody's buying it. Because that buying gambler's premium is where Wizards has made their mistake. They cleaned off their SKUs, they tightened things up, that's all fine, well and good, but they did not cut or give some of those savings to the players. They didn't cut any of their product line prices. If anything, they actually technically, for a lot of players, increased it. Remember that. When you're looking at those prices, if I change those $123 boxes into Canadian dollars, that would be like $180 Canadian, plus tax. It would be crazy because we pay like $260, no, $230 Canadian for maybe $240 for a play booster box here. So we're hypercritical about what we buy now. A lot of other countries are the same thing. The US, where the product are at, is a lot cheaper because it's already there. But for us buying outside the country, it costs so much more. It can be crazy, guys. Yeah, it's like, it'd be $209 plus like 13% tax. That's like what, $240? It's around $240 Canadian. Not bad math skills today. But either way, I want to remind people that I don't think there's going to be a major Amazon dump. Yes, there is some fire selling going on from individuals, but that is not from Amazon distribution. That is not from Wizards of the Coast. That is not from distribution. The market is what the market's going to be. I think Wizards has tightened up the run that they don't have to worry about dumping any product. They can sit on it. They can wait. And yes, Chris Cox made notices and people asked me questions about how he said that there's some inventory sitting on the shelves. I don't think he's referring to Magic. I think he has some there, sure. I think he's referring to like board games and the like, where they keep a certain stock available so they don't have to always go to the printers, okay? That's where I think their inventories are at for a lot of that. The inventory level they talk about, like the 17 weeks, that's what I think they're referring to. But these products, the Murders at Karlov Manor, not making them enough money will come home to roost in their next earnings call, just like we saw now. Now, for those players who ask about why the prices are going up in their stock, because they've announced all kinds of cuts. Those cuts will give investors the assurance they need to know that the stock will go back to prominence because they've made all these crazy cuts. And those cuts will bring in revenue and, trimming the fat and all that kind of stuff. It's good for company speak, but not great for players who actually enjoy their products. So either way, expect the system. Let's recap. Stores made some mistakes and are suffering. So are some individuals. After this gets flushed from the system, from individuals finding the lowest price they're willing to pay, the rest of it's going to sit on store shelves. The odd packs will get opened. And we are already moving on to the next product. Nothing's going to save this one. Individual cards may go up in price, and I'll cover it if it comes up. If there's any crazy stuff, I will mention it. But to me, this is just another day where it's like, yeah, something crazy happened in Magic. Fire selling boxes, mistakes were made. It sucks. Poor LGSs that suffer because of this. It sucks. I hate to hear it. But it's just another day in the life cycle of these products, of how the business side of things goes. But the individual play experience for players, pre-release was awesome. Single cards are selling well. Remember that. The singles are really where the market's at right now, and they are selling very well. Okay, guys, thanks a lot for hanging out with me today on the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. I'm looking forward to bringing you guys another video tomorrow. So have an awesome day today. Stay chill, stay frosty, and remember, don't buy into FOMO. If you want something, make sure you got it in your budget, and always bring a friend to Magic. The patrons, the demigods, the lords of the board, the table champions who make it all happen. Let's not forget the patrons of this channel who support the daily content creation of my channel. Now, we cannot forget as well the YouTube membership members who also help this channel out. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Okay, you guys made it to the end of the video. You can put a chainsaw in the comment section because you're here. You stepped in to the realm of the Ramble Jamble. Ramble Jamble! You've made it, man. This is Ricky Bobby time. That's right, man. Guys, there's a store out there I know of that bought a lot of boxes. And they've had to fire sell some off. And they sold less than 12. They needed to sell 100. They sold 12. Things are not good for this product. Okay? It's not that the cards aren't good. Really, I'm just hearing from people, they don't want to pay the price to open the boxes. They're not interested enough in the product to want to buy it en masse for the boxes. But I hear lots of good things already about Modern Horizons 3 and how great it's going to be. Bloomborough, hearing lots of good things. The hype for those sets is totally there. I hope we get a surprise with Thunder Junction. I really want to see how Marvel's going to turn out. They've got my attention, and that means nobody's thinking about the Murders at Karlov Manor. The murders happened. Nobody cares who did it with what pipe in what room, and they want to just move on, and that's where we're at. Thanks a lot for hanging out, guys. Rock on. I definitely got to fix up the coffee cup here because it's basically empty, and I'm going to make hamburgers. All right. See you guys soon.